Welcome to Voices from Cambridge, a podcast about the people behind the university.
In each episode, we explore their journeys and what Cambridge has meant to them.
We are your hosts, Annie
and Alia.
Our aim is to open up Cambridge and share conversations that connect and inspire.
With a special thanks to the Wolf Institute for hosting us. Thank you for being here. Today we are joined by Lord Woolley, Principal of Homerton College. Before coming to Cambridge, he built a remarkable career in public life, from founding Operation Black Voting to serving in the House of Lords, on advising on national policy. Since arriving at Homerton, he has led a college that describes itself as modern and forward-looking, and he has played a central role in shaping its vision for a changing world. We are very pleased to have him with us to talk about his journey, his work at Cambridge, and the future he sees for the college and the wider university. Thank you very much for joining us today, Lord Woolley.
Welcome to Voices from Cambridge.
Yes.
I feel honoured. This is a beautiful place, and hopefully I'll get a bit more time, another time, to come and see and feel it all.
Yeah, and join us at our events as well. Yeah. So before joining Homerton, you built a career that crossed community work, national advocacy, and public life. Looking back, what moments or choices in that journey set the direction that eventually brought you to Cambridge?
I think the self-belief that one person connected with many other people could make a difference. I think most people in life too often feel that things are done to them, complain and lament, but rarely feel that they have agency to make a difference. And I was probably one of those people, but earlier on I watched people that sought to see where power lies, how it works, and how they could organize and mobilize to make a difference. I think once that penny drops, the game changes. And I try to explain, illustrate what I see, how that pans out. And one of the best ways that I could describe it is that too often people feel that they're on a bus and they've been driven. They're driven to places that they may not want to go, but they have little or no control on that journey. But when the penny drops and you flick the switch, then you start to believe that you can drive the bus.
Yeah.
And you can take it to wherever you want to go. And it might be uphill. There might be snow on the road. It might be downhill, hurtling. But in essence, you have more control. That's a mindset. But it's a powerful one. And it means that you can look at all the moving parts in society and you can feel, okay, where do I believe I can make a difference? And so first of all, for me, it was in the community, fighting injustices, fighting police brutality. And then within the political structure, knowing that you need representation, you need people that look like you, that come from your background. And it's not a quantum leap, although it might seem so, to move from Westminster to education institutions like Cambridge.
That's a very powerful take, and I think we can take away a lot from that. At what point do you feel like the penny dropped?
It's a good question. I think during my time in Latin America, where I was studying in Cali, Colombia, in the 90s. And before then, I would look at the theory of the trials and tribulations of Latin America. There's a wonderful book, The Open Veins of Latin America by Eduardo Galeano. And we were looking at the tragedy of American involvement, of civil wars, etc. But it's theory, right? You're in the classroom, you're listening to wonderful lectures. But then I had the opportunity to go there. And Latin America, particularly Central America, and certain South American countries were still very much on fire. And I met people that were literally fighting and prepared to die for what they believed in. And I think that's the ultimate agent, where you put yourself on the line. And then having come back, I thought, I'm not going to get shot. I won't be kidnapped. I won't just disappear like those people fighting in those countries. So what excuse do I have?
Yeah.
What is holding me back? I know about racism. I know about police brutality. I know about everyday microaggression. I know. Now I had the willpower and some of the know-how on how I might.
Lord Woolley, what did camp feel like when you first arrived as principal? And was there an early moment that made you realize the place would change you as much as you hoped to change it?
How long do we have?
As long as you have.
You know, we have many young people in Cambridge, and when they go out in the commercial world, big wide world, if you like, often they get confronted with a question: where do you want to be in 5 years' time? Where do you want to be in 2 years? I think it's such a useless, redundant question.
I so much agree with that.
because I don't know where I'm going to be next year.
Yeah.
I don't know what the future holds.
Yes.
I know that I want to be present, I want to be open, and I want to be ready, but I don't know. And so when Cambridge came knocking on the door to me, it was just the feeling that this is the right time in my life to engage in another journey. And so, honestly, I didn't know what to expect. If I'm brutally honest and a bit naive, that I didn't even know that there was 31 colleges.
Yeah.
Most people out there just know of Cambridge University. Or
Yeah.
Oxford University.
That's the case for me when I first applied. I'm applying to Cambridge. I got in, and then you get in, and you're just like, wow, there's so much diversity within the college system.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then, so there's the world of Cambridge, then there's the world of the colleges.
Yeah.
And each independent college has its own world.
Yes.
I had no idea. All I knew was that it was a new venture, and that if I brought my backstory and a good soul, good spirit, that I didn't realize the way that it would take, and this is this thing about not knowing, that when you realize, you're thinking, my gosh, this is one of the grandest educational institutions in the world. What can I bring to the table? Well, it's not quantum physics, and it's not Shakespeare, but it is something that says, many clever people here will leave, and then what do you want of them? And I think what I can bring to this space is to give them the tools and the feeling that they can use what I call, often when I have conversations with the students, the Willy Wonka ticket, the golden ticket.
Yeah.
That they can use that for societal good.
Yeah.
So I want to do two things. One, for them to understand that it's not just about you, but what you do. And secondly, how might you use that?
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, where you are in this institute. Bringing people together, having that interconnectedness for themselves, but also for a more inclusive and understanding world that can make a difference, can make a societal difference.
Yeah. I think you give power to people's voices from the college, it seems. Yeah.
Look, it's the least I can do.
Yeah.
There's two things in that. One, that I say, when people come to my college from the four corners of the UK, from the four corners of the globe, first and foremost, I need them to know that they will belong.
Yeah.
That they are acknowledged, recognized, and that can bring their full selves in if you like, an expressive way.
That's very powerful.
I mean, it is, but it shouldn't be. It should be normalized, because that's when you get the best students, the best research. That's when you get ideas that are not selfish driven, but driven, if you like, for a higher calling. And I must say, I do feel privileged to be in the space. But what I didn't know that I would come into is that whilst this is a wonderful, wonderful space with very, very clever people, it's also a space where a lot of people feel insecure. And a lot of people are quite fragile. And sometimes that's okay, sometimes that it can bear sour fruit, if you like, which I didn't expect so much of that fruit.
Lord Woolley, you came into this role after years of public service, community work, and national advocacy. How did stepping into Cambridge reshape your understanding of what education can achieve?
Sometimes I go to my fellows' lectures or talks and I feel like an undergraduate again. I do. I just feel, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. And what next? I mean, there's an overload of great thinking. And I want to know everything about every fellow and their research. So being in that space is a real privilege. And then to see what I can do, what I can bring, politicians, thinkers, writers, all those clever people that I know, and say, look, have conversations.
Is this something that helps keep the fellowship alive?
I think so. I think it not only keeps the fellowship alive, but it shows the power, the convening power of Cambridge, which I think is singularly unique. And it's funny that I'm a working class kid, brought up in a council estate, and yet now I belong to two of the oldest institutions in the country, the House of Lords and Cambridge University. Having those two badges, if you like, allows me to call people up and say, can you come to Homerton College and give a lecture on X, Y, and Z? And they think, oh, yes. But as long as I use it for only the good reasons, and not for my ego.
Well, we're so grateful that you're on our podcast today, because your voice will go very far. And I think many students, fellows, alumni would be so grateful to hear the way you see Cambridge and your experiences.
Well, I mean, it's a two-way street. And look, when I came to Cambridge, I came as an activist. Yes, more recently as a politician, as a legislator, but first and foremost as an activist, I guess in big thinking to change the world. So I come to Cambridge and I think I can do this, I can do that, I can do a gazillion things, because why not? And I'm no longer working for an organisation that is church poor, but and then I say I have this idea, I have that idea, and they literally say to me, can you slow down? That was so frustrating. And then they said to me, listen, Simon, it's the Cambridge way. And I think we've met somewhere in the middle. One, I say to them, look, we don't need endless committees to agree a wonderful project. But what I've learned from them is that if you put an idea and it gets tested, it's often better than if it wasn't tested.
Yes. Homerton describes itself as a modern college for a changing world. So when you hear that phrase, what comes to mind, and how do you try to make those words felt within the daily life of the college?
Well, a modern voice, an inclusive voice for a changing world. I mean, we are in a very disruptive world right now, and we're not immune from it, even though sometimes we think we are, because we're in this, little bubble, if you like, with often like-minded people. We're not in competition, Homerton, with any of the other colleges, but all I know is what I can do at Homerton.
Yes.
And in that, I want the greatest minds and the greatest thinkers to come to the college and have conversations and excite and inspire Homerton students and fellows and researchers. But we are driven by conversations that have societal good, that bring people together, that look at big solutions. I rail against ego. I rail against entitlement. And so in this changing world which we see today, in which division and hostility and loathing and fear has become normalized, and many people feel helpless. And so I think it's my job to say, we can stand up to be counted. We can say that this is wrong.
Yeah.
We don't have to be party political. We can have a values-based view that helps give people guidance in this changing world. And then we can pivot to, oh, and by the way, we can be creative.
Yes.
we can utilize how we use AI in magical ways.
Yeah.
How do we get on that express train and make sure that it works for us, not against us?
Yeah.
So I just feel that one of my roles is to set the tone and a vision of decency and kindness, but also entrepreneurialism, creativity, ambition. Yeah, I feel privileged about that.
Yeah. So Homerton uses the title principal rather than master, which sets it apart from other colleges in Cambridge.
Yeah.
What does that choice represent to you, especially in a university so rooted in tradition?
I mean, some of the colleges have the titles of president. You know, for half a second, I think I could handle being called the president.
It's like a mini state.
A mini state. Look, I really try to dial down all of that stuff.
Yes.
Because setting the tone, I need to be accessible, approachable. So on my door, you won't see Lord Simon Woolley, you'll see Simon.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say this on record because some of my fellows are not quite sure about it, and some of my heads of houses won't appreciate it, but on high table, I take my own plates back.
Oh, wow.
And it's not about virtual signaling. It's nothing to do with that. It's my mum's watching me up there. And she'll say, didn't they teach you to take your plates back?
Yeah.
And for me, being a leader, you have to show what leadership looks like. So I mustn't put Lord on there. I say to people, look, I use the title when I'm asking for money.
Yeah.
Because people like that. But my executive assistant, the wonderful Claire, she laments when I say that it's an open door policy.
Claire's lovely. It's been great being in contact with her.
Because open door means open door, and she has to deal with it. So she has the unenviable task of being the Rottweiler and having to say, look, have a look at the diary. Just have a quick glance, and you can see it's all blue. Yeah. And then she'll say, "Yeah, there's a gap here."
And how does that open door policy work? Do you have fellows coming in and students coming to you and having discussions?
And the domestic stuff, maintenance.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
And so I've tried to learn to be a better active listener. Right. And that's important. In regards to students and fellows, this is the real joy of being head of house. So they come in with an idea, particular students, and they say, I've got this idea, and will I support it? And I'll say, on one condition. They think, oh my gosh, no, what is it? And I'll say that you think bigger than that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's powerful. It's like pushing them.
Pushing them.
Yeah.
Here's the contract. You think bigger, and I'll be your facilitator.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
And then, honest to God, do you want to see what that does? And now they then run with it. A young man came in a few months back, said, Zane, his name is, and said, one, will I mentor him? One, will I said, yes, but on this condition.
Yeah.
On this condition. And last week, the culmination of his first step was to bring in the rap artist. Get this right, please. My son it's Krypton Conan.
Yes, yes, we know that.
And music producer, Ricky. This conversation was the best in class because it was entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
It was resilience. It was the hustle. It was it was a master class for Oxbridge.
Yeah.
And it started with an undergraduate having an idea that he could curate this conversation.
And it's having somebody at the top of the institution believing in you.
Right.
And that really makes a difference at such an impressionable age.
So he saw me yesterday. He said, what's next? And I said, you tell me.
Yeah. I mean, we'd love to have him on the podcast.
You need to have this brother on.
Absolutely. We need to get him.
So you know what his next project is?
What is it?
Well, we had a film called Black Town and Black Gown, and the kind of hypothesis was that there's this disconnect between black academics and students and Black Cambridge, and so we said, what should we do about it? And I said, you tell me what we should do about it. And he went, can we be the bridge? And I said, that's it. You got it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's bring residents who feel that either you've gone too uppity and old Cambridge on them, and let's have the dialogue. Let's open our doors and get the interaction into connection.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the next project.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Sorry, I'm just going to follow up on one thing. You mentioned that you had many people knocking on your doors. What makes up the college? Because we know about fellows and we know about students, but there's a whole team of people making this place run. So,
Honest to God, there is. Yeah. And that was the thing my first week, I knew that this was an institution that there's the fellows and there's the students, but there's a whole array of departments and people that make the college sing. And when I first started, I thought I need to know them to better understand the college.
Yeah.
So when I joined the first week, they said, well, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to spend the day with the domestic staff. I want to spend the day with the cooks, the gardeners, the maintenance people, the officers, the offices that in accounts and stuff. Yeah. And so it was wonderful. I mean, I spent the day literally scrubbing the floor after a matriculation dinner, not pretty. But the connection with the domestic team now has been a lifelong friendship and understanding.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, you get great intel.
You stay up to date.
Simon, did you know?
Yeah.
I know everything because the trust has been built. It's to make things work. You have to understand, and you have to show that level of humility that makes it work.
Lord Woolley,
Simon.
Let's talk a bit about the Changemakers program, which became one of the Homerton's defining features. What kind of student do you hope it shapes? And what do the students show you about the future of leadership?
Yeah, well, I think you're right to bring in leadership when you talk about change makers. And it's an intervention. It's an extracurricular intervention that is one of the jewels in Homerton's crown. So first of all, you have to look at the whole, and the whole is about the tenor and tone of the college, the values of the college, and that is predicated on decency and inclusion and representation. And so that's the tone that we want to show on a daily basis, how you interact with people, how you respect people. So that's the tone. And then you say, well, okay, that's how we live. People can see that, but you need to do more than that. You need to have a vehicle that literally has conversations about ethics and values, and then gives those individuals those relevant tools that will make them be the best versions of themselves. So with changemakers, they have oratory skills, writing skills, public speaking.
Yeah.
And then we get the best people that we think that we can in the world to come and give master classes.
That's excellent.
And so the idea is that you get the fundamentals, then you get the master classes, then you get the self-belief, then you get the Willy Wonka ticket.
Yeah.
You want to come to Homerton now, don't you? you come out ready for anything.
Yeah.
Not least this idea that you can make an impact in society.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I think, like, clearly Homerton has many jewels in its crown, and one of them I would say is the work on widening participation.
Right.
What's something that had existed before that you kept, and what is it that you are doing now amongst the Changemakers program to make it more accessible?
Well, I think it's the people. Even before I arrived, they were singularly focused on taking it. They might call it a leap of faith, but it's really a leap of decency to recognize, if you like, diamonds in the rough, and then with a bit of polishing, a bit of nurturing. But you have to recognize the diamond in the rough, rather than in the past, the diamonds were fully formed because they had all the privilege. So when you go to looking for diamonds in the rough, you have to have a different metric, and you have to have this decency. So all my job was really and truthfully was to encourage that. Clearly, you've got to be. You cannot be reckless. You cannot lead with your heart. You've got to lead with, okay, this is the criteria, and then there's this space here in where you can find the diamond in the rough. And then when the rough diamonds are there, you know you might need to give some extra support, because having 20 years of privilege that they didn't have has to be acknowledged and supported. And then the extracurricular stuff like Changemakers and this tone and decency enables those young people to now put their foot on the gas and really go for it.
What would you say to an 18-year-old or a mature undergraduate student who wants to apply to Homerton, and they're worried that then it's not the right place for them?
You know, it's funny that before I came to Cambridge, that I knew many, if you like, ambitious and middle class and working class people that would say to me they would not send their child to Cambridge. And it was based upon that they love their children so much that although Cambridge offers a great academic space, it wasn't worth the price of not belonging. And that, imagine sending your loved one to a place where they spend 3 years or 5 years and they don't feel that they belong. Now, we still have that challenge, by the way. But it was one of the reasons, it's one of the reasons why people don't. Now, it's for us to say, yes, we're still dealing with some of that legacy, that baggage, but we've got to ensure that they not only will more than survive, that they'll thrive and they'll flourish. They'll flourish. Not unsurprisingly, that there are 3 colleges that have the greatest widening participation, I guess, demand, if you like. Homerton, Jesus, Wolfson. It's no surprise that in them colleges we have black heads. Others are doing, very, very good work. Lucy Cavendish, and I think they're all doing great work. We're just the best in class. sorry, other fellows. Look, it's not up to me.
Okay. We've spoken about Homerton so much now. What Homerton means to you personally?
That's a good question. It means to me opportunity and the attempt to show that if you're decent, if you have this ambition in the right way, that you will wonderfully thrive and flourish. I hope my endeavor is that Homerton becomes a beacon, a global beacon for inclusive excellence, and a real possibility that how education can be. Because sometimes I don't think we ask that question enough. What's the reason for it? What's the reason for Cambridge education?
Yeah, that's
Why?
a good question.
Why? What? If I may say, when I went to university as a mature student, first of all, I went to university wrongly because I felt less than. I thought that people that went to university were better people, which is a mistake. And I never realized that until I went. I thought, if you go to university and you can read all the best books, you're going to be a better human being. It's not so. Actually, some people who read all those books feel more superior.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Big disappointment for me. So what I want at Homerton is that you recognize the privilege of having access to that, and you use it in a way that is going to make you a better citizen, and help make a better world. And I don't know whether that's fanciful. I don't know whether that's a pipe. I don't know. But it's something I hold on to.
Yeah, I think when you go in with that kind of intention, then
Right.
you find it.
It is intentionality.
Yeah.
That I'm here for 7 years. What can I land that might get the institutions to think about? That's not a bad model.
Yeah. So on that note, what advice would you give someone who hopes to become a principal, master, fellow, or student in Homerton? And what do you think they need to understand before coming here?
That it's a wonderful opportunity. That at Homerton they will belong, they will thrive. That to give is to get, and the more you give, the more you get. And that when you share that philosophy, one, you'll make lifelong friends.
Yes.
Two, your life will be enriched.
Yeah.
And three, that when you go out to the world, you're better placed to seize the opportunities. Again, we go back to that one of the first questions about, where do you want to be in 5 years' time? Look, forget about it. Be purposeful.
Yes.
So whether you're scrubbing the floor, or whether you're reading a text, or whether you're listening to a lecture, be present and purposeful.
Exactly.
Then on that journey of being purposeful, it might be you have to go left or right or even backwards.
Yes.
To find a purpose. But you've got to be alive to it.
Yeah.
Which is the purposefulness, I think.
I think you give space for people to try and fail and try again. And that's the process of learning.
It's the curiosity and the process of learning, which the two guys, the working class kids who are now successful entrepreneurs, Krypton and Cronin, they don't see failure in the prism that most of us see it. They see it as a learning of what not to do. Which makes them stronger the next time round. Rather than, you have to be safe, you mustn't fail, which we're told time and time again. And our whole institution, education institution, is about not failing.
Yeah.
And actually, as to be mostly creative.
Yeah.
That it's not failure, it's a strengthening of learning.
Yeah. Yeah. Homerton students are, Cambridge students, quite resilient.
Or they become resilient.
Or they become resilient in the process.
In the process too.
Yeah.
And finally, a traditional question. Do you have a...
Hold on.
It's the last one.
Drum roll.
Do you have a favorite Cambridge tradition? And if you have one, we would like to hear more about it.
Okay. Now, do I have a favorite tradition? I have made up my own tradition.
Amazing.
Which I'm not sure everybody's happy with, but I'm really happy with it. It's a formal dinner when everything is, high drama, and we call out the kitchen staff and those that are serving us. And there's 300 people in the hall, and I thank them all individually.
That's really wonderful.
And I know, that. Could you imagine that you're a young person and you've been serving, and all of a sudden you get a name check. You get thanked personally, and I think it does two things. One, it says to those of us being served that it didn't just happen.
Yeah.
And but more importantly, that it thanks those that often don't get seen.
Yeah.
So it's about setting the tone. Yeah, so it's become my tradition.
It's a wonderful tradition.
I don't know whether it will last when I'm gone, but whilst I'm here, it will continue.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Lord Woolley. It was a pleasure to have you with us today.
Yes.
So inspiring and so many things to take away.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you so much.
A wonderful conversation, and I'm hoping that you're both going to come to one of these dinners.
I would love to come to.
Looking forward.
Oh gosh, I better not mess up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.